Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. Thanks so much for joining me. Of course, we have a great topic for the week, which is breaking past limitations and stepping into confidence. And today's granular topic is unlocking potential, empowering individuals to shape a better society. We're on series 4, show 6, episode number 7. So let's just get started. All right. If you haven't gotten something to drink, go ahead and do that, or a snack, and hurry on back. So it is so great to be with you. I am your host, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'm not only a host, but I'm also a podcast coach, and it's great to be with you. Are you ready to unlock your full potential and make a lasting impact on the world? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to dive deep into the key pillars that empower individuals to contribute meaningfully to their society, whether you're looking to grow personally, professionally, or as a leader. This episode will equip you with the tools and the inspiration to take action. So, what are you waiting for, everyone? Let's get started. All right. So, number one, education and lifelong learning. Education is the foundation of empowerment. By continuously learning, we gain the knowledge, skills, and confidence to navigate challenges and innovate in our fields. Lifelong learning fosters adaptability, ensuring that we stay relevant in an ever evolving world, whether through formal education, self study, or hands on experiences. Investing in learning is a powerful way to make a lasting contribution to society. So, why not do that? Number 2, personal growth and self confidence. A strong sense of self is essential for making an impact. When individuals believe in themselves, they are more likely to take initiative. Therefore, go visit believemeachieve.com for my amazing, inspiring creations. Overcome obstacles and inspire others. Building self confidence comes from pushing past comfort zones, setting goals, and celebrating small victories. By focusing on personal growth, we develop resilience, courage, and the ability to lead by example. That's really important. Number 3, economic and career opportunities. Financial independence and career growth are not just personal wins, they create ripple effects in society. When individuals are empowered with economic opportunities, they contribute to local and global economies, support innovation, and uplift communities, whether through entrepreneurship, skilled trades, or corporate leadership. So, having access to career development and financial literacy is a game changer for societal progress. Number 4, social responsibility and volunteering. True fulfillment comes from giving back. Volunteering is very, very important to understand, and hopefully, you will actually choose to, embrace that, because I think sometimes people, they get a little bit lost with the point. So let's go back here to understanding about personal growth. Believing yourself, that first step to make a difference. And I think when we can, get a little bit of confidence, even if it's a tiny bit, that can help us surmount so much more. Number 3 is economic and career opportunities. I want to go back to that. A thriving society is built on economic empowerment. When individuals have access to career opportunities and financial independence, they can support themselves, their families, and their communities. Entrepreneurship, job training, and professional development create pathways for people to unlock their potential and contribute to innovation and economic growth. Financial literacy is also key. Understanding how to manage money, invest wisely, and build wealth enables long-term stability and success. A strong economy starts with empowered individuals who have the resources and knowledge to thrive. So we talked about volunteering real quickly, but number 4, volunteering, true fulfillment comes from giving back, right? So being socially responsible means to recognize that we are all connected and that our actions impact not only ourselves, but they impact others. Volunteering, mentoring, and supporting charitable causes create stronger, more compassionate communities, whether it's helping a neighbor, advocating for important issues, or contributing time and resources to a cause. Even small acts of kindness adds up. When we give, we don't just help others, we also grow as individuals and inspire a cycle of generosity and care. I bet you didn't know that. Number five, innovation and problem solving. Creativity and critical thinking are essential for progress. The world is constantly evolving, and innovative solutions are needed to tackle global and local challenges. Empowering individuals to approach problems with curiosity and a willingness to think outside the box is what it's about. From technological advancements to social reforms, breakthroughs happen when people dare to question the status quo and create something new. When we foster a mindset of innovation, we open doors to endless possibilities and drive, yes, ladies and gentlemen, meaningful change. That's right. I said meaningful change. That is very, very important. Number six, inclusivity and diversity. A strong society is one that embraces diversity. Inclusivity means ensuring that everyone, regardless of background, identity, or experience, has the opportunity to contribute and succeed. When different perspectives come together, creativity flourishes and communities become more vibrant and, of course, very dynamic. Celebrating diversity isn't just about acceptance, it's about actively creating spaces where all voices are heard, valued, and, of course, respected. By fostering inclusivity, we pave the way for unity, understanding the ability for shared success. That's no discrimination for race, religion, sexual orientation, creed, color, etc. Political party, by the way, and there's others. Number seven, mental and physical well being. A healthy mind and body are the foundation for a fulfilling life. Mental and physical well being directly impact our ability to contribute meaningfully to society. When we take care of ourselves through exercise, mindfulness, rest, and self care, we boost our energy, focus, and overall happiness. Mental resilience helps us handle stress, adapt to change, and stay motivated to pursue our goals. A society that prioritizes well being creates individuals who are not just surviving, but they are thriving. All right, number eight, that's civic engagement and leadership. Being an active participant in society means using your voice and leadership to create change. Civic engagement, whether through voting, community involvement, or advocacy, ensures that people have a say in shaping the policies and decisions that affect their lives. Leadership isn't just about holding a title, it's about taking responsibility, inspiring others, and making a positive impact. When individuals step up to lead and engage in civic matters, they help build a society that reflects the values and needs of its people. All right, so now that we understand that a little bit, let's go back and let's talk about some stories, right? So, education, lifelong learning. Whether you're going back to college like I am for my master's and PhD, whether you are just deciding to read some books, it doesn't really matter. But the whole thing that you're open to learning, I think, is the most important thing. I know a lot of people that have left college are like, oh, I don't want to learn anymore. I'm done. And so that's a certain mindset, isn't it? And so is it because they had a bad experience? Is it because they don't want to learn? Um, I think it's a combination of things. It could be because they had a bad experience. It could be because they don't see a value or a reason to why they should learn. I mean, that's really something that's important. Personal growth and self confidence, right? You all know my slogan, believemeachieve.com. And that's why I picked it, because when we understand that slogan, believemeachieve.com, we know that things have to start with ourselves. We have to believe first, and then we will achieve. That is so very, very key, everyone. You've got to believe in yourself. I don't care what anyone else tells you. You must believe in yourself. Okay? That's a very, very important thing. I think we have to understand that. Okay, I think it happens because of it's an important way. It's an important thing to think about, and I think it's important that we understand, what this means to us and maybe what it doesn't mean to us. It could mean something that's totally different, or it could mean something that actually is going to make a difference in your life. But how does that work? That's interesting, right? And so it's an understanding. And if we understand what this is, if we understand that we too can make a difference, right? Then we can grow. There are a lot of people that want to grow for only the benefit of themselves. Now, that's being selfish. But when we grow because we want to help others, that's where the magic is. You've heard me say that before. That's where the magic is, right? So don't worry if other people say you can't do it. Step outside the box, crush the box, throw the box out, and start living life and start growing. All right. Economic and career opportunities. So maybe you decide you're going to learn a new skill. Maybe you're going to do something a little bit differently. And when you do this, it's like suddenly a light bulb moment happens, right? We all have those epiphany moments, where the light bulb goes off our heads like, oh, wow, that's pretty amazing, right? Yes. So that light bulb moment happens. And that's a very, very powerful thing. A powerful thing because we're starting to realize that we're more than we believed. Maybe you're trying to take the path down for entrepreneurship like myself. Maybe you're trying to just, put some more tools into your belt. That could be anything from a technical skill to writing to speaking, presenting. There's a variety of tools that you could learn. Financial literacy, the key to understanding that, lack will give us more lack. When we're grateful for what we have, we'll get more of that. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? So when we're grateful for it, more comes into our life that we can become grateful for. A strong economy starts with empowered individuals who have the resources and the knowledge to thrive. Not the ones that saying, oh my gosh, why didn't I get this? Why didn't I get that? Why didn't I do this? Why, right? Why can't you get what you want? Well, because you're focusing on what you don't want. You got to focus on prosperity. You got to focus on the fact that you're grateful for everything that's in your life right now. That's really important. All right, let's move on to innovation and problem solving. Creativity and critical thinking on the level for essentials in progress. So I said the world is constantly evolving, right? If we don't keep moving ahead, we're either going to stay still or we're going to drop backwards. Now, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because we have a choice in our world. We can keep learning and we can keep growing, or we can be stagnant. Okay? I think that's an important thing to understand. Okay? I think sometimes you can understand that we get anxious. We all get that, right? Whether it's technology, whether it's a social type of thing, whether it's volunteering, whether it's investing, or whether it's just something as simple as, exercising, right? Maybe our own health. We get so drawn in that we miss the point. I'll give you an example. A lot of times this should make sense to you, but I understand that it may not. The reason that it may not make sense is because you're caught up in the topic, but you don't really understand why the topic is the way it is, right? You don't understand the why. And I think the reason you don't get the why is because you're looking too much at all the details. I always like to say that if we look at the big picture, a lot of times the details will fall in by our natural intuition. If we worry about every little darn detail, We're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta worry about this. I gotta worry about that. I got," and so the worrying causes us to have this moment of like, "Oh my gosh, like how am I gonna do this?" And so we all know this. When we worry about something, we worry so much that it's like we just don't know where to go. And I think if we can just realize that if we just can stop for a moment, just for a moment, and we can examine where we are today in our lives, if we could examine the fact that, problem solving, if we can get creative, magic can transpire. Maybe you're writing a paper and you're like, I have no clue how to start this paper. Well, what is it you want to convey to somebody? What are the points you want to talk about? And then you could always write, paragraphs to embellish that. But I think if you don't understand what you want to write, that can be a problem, right? Like maybe you want to write a paper about how to study. Let's talk about that for a moment. How to study. And so I think the biggest thing about this is that many people they get they get ransacked because they don't understand like what's going to happen. Okay, they don't really they don't get it, and I think that happens because they become overwhelmed, and so overwhelming things happen because of the environment we're in, right? We want to get organized. We want to have a good study space. We want to minimize distractions, things like silencing our cell phones. We always want to take good notes in our class, right? We want to do all these great things, but we want to be smart about what we do. We want to apply what we've learned in real life. We want to use effective study techniques, make up stories that go along with what you're studying and remember the information. You can condense information you need to study onto one sheet of paper. That's one method. I'm not crazy about that one. You can summarize the material in your own words. You can make flashcards. You can make a mind map. You can break material into smaller parts. You can stop and memorize each new fact as you come to it. You can find a keyword related to what you're studying when you feel distracted. You can follow the SQ3R method, which is survey, question, read, and recite. So you skim the material, you ask initial questions, you read the material again, you answer your questions based on what you read. It's called the SQ3R: survey, question, recite, and review. Okay. So take breaks. This is one of my favorite ones. I do something called the Pomodoro, and I don't do it obviously when I'm in the show with you guys because the show is 29 minutes. But every other time I work for like 25 minutes, and then I stop working and I take a break, which is 5 minutes, and then the alarm even goes off on my break. And so that's very, very powerful for us. Okay, because we're getting the chance. We know we're working in that moment, then we know we get to take a break. You can maybe launch a study group with someone. Make sure you get enough rest, 8 to 9 hours. Snack smart, right? Don't eat a lot of junk. Choose background music carefully that might empower you. Understand that you have the tools, but you have to apply them, right? Use studying as self-knowledge exercises to see what works and what doesn't work. Um, People always say pay attention in class, sit near the front, avoid getting distracted, try to follow each lesson carefully and learn in class, take notes. But I have one for you. How do you stay awake in class when it's a 4-hour class? How do you stay awake? Because maybe you're not tired, but how do you stay awake? Um, so there are lots of things you can do. You can get up and move. You can breathe some fresh air. You can bring a little caffeine, have some water, participate. But participating doesn't do enough. It doesn't do enough. Um, you can have a mint. You can relax. But I think you got to find what works for you. And so learning how to stay awake in class is not an easy thing. And the reason it's not easy is because you're just being inundated with all this information. All right. Don't eat a big meal before you go to class. That's because then your stomach will be working. You don't want to do that, right? Make sure you sleep the night before your class. You don't, stay up late. Take a shower before your class. You could do that. Again, like I told you about the mints. Um, I think when we realize things like even the temperature, don't get too warm. Maybe sometimes the classrooms are too warm. You can actively do things, but what if the instructor is not engaging? Like, what do you do? So it's your responsibility to learn. You've got to innovate. You've got to problem solve. And it's your job. It's like your business. You've got to figure out how do you stay awake. And it's not easy, right? Yes, you could go back and, review the stuff later. But a lot of instructors just recite things. You can ask questions, yes, but then when the professor just, rattles something off so quickly and it's like so monotone, it's like crazy. Okay. Another one is acupressure. It's a type of massage technique that involves applying pressure on specific parts of the body. You can use it to relieve stress. So you can basically massage below the kneecaps, between the thumb and fingers, the back of the neck. Okay. And so you might be asking, so how? How do you do this? How do you do these things? And so it's not hard. Um, Basically, when you get blood flow moving in your body, you're going to be more attentive. Okay. You're going to be more attentive. Did you know that massaging below the kneecaps is actually going to help keep you awake between the thumb and, your finger? So basically right here, if we look at our thumb, between our thumb and our finger, right in here, if we just massage like that. So I'm basically taking my thumb and index finger and I'm massaging between where the thumb is and the first finger. And I'm just kind of rubbing the joint there, just between the thumb joint and the first finger there, and that has a way of stimulating, right? The back of your neck. I mean, you can massage that. I mean, that one I don't find so great. Bottom of your feet, that's kind of hard to do when you're in class. I think the kneecaps and the thumb and fingers is a really good one. I know that the environment is really key. But our goal is to figure out how can we be better in our environment. Not an easy thing, ladies and gentlemen. So number 6, we talk about inclusivity and diversity. This is the idea that we're all in this big melting pot, and we all just want to, connect with each other. Um, and I think if we can connect, if we can learn from other in different ways, it can help. Another thing I forgot to say before about is chewing gum that can help you stay awake too. So thinking about inclusivity, right? Thinking about the fact that there's no discrimination for race, religion, sexual orientation, creed, color, right? If we can think about mental and physical well-being, and we could say, okay, I'm here right now. I want to be the best that I can be, right? Take care of my body. We talked about giving ourselves good sleep, um, exercise, being mindful, resting, and boosting our energy is something that's very key in life. All right. The last one, civic engagement. So I've got a lot on this. So being involved, the president of a 501c3, I love to be involved with the group. Maybe you want to be involved with, it could be a Republican organization, a Democrat organization, one of those parties, political parties. Maybe you want to help lead a volunteer group for some charitable cause. It could be cancer. It could be other types of specific diseases that might be prevalent in your family and you feel like you want to give back. That's a great thing. And when you're active, it means you're using your voice and your leadership. And so leadership isn't just about holding a title, it's about taking responsibility and choosing to take action and making a difference. So when individuals, like I said, step up, lead, and engage in any civic matter, they help build a society that reflects the values and needs of the people. So, civic engagement. And so you might be asking me, John, because I know this is confusing, what is civic engagement? And so, civic engagement is any individual group activity addressing issues of public concern. It includes things like communities working together. Again, it could be politics. It could be rallying for something. Um, there's a variety of things. And so when we do this, we help to achieve greater buy-in on decisions, engender trust between citizens and government. We attain successful outcomes on complex issues. We develop more creative ideas and better solutions to empower us in other areas. We can implement ideas like programs and policies faster. We can get people more involved and build a community that we live in, make jobs easier, more relaxing. And so when we choose to do these things, it's like our life has this magical um, switch that comes on. And this switch happens because, like, hey, I just made a difference. I just did this. Like, I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago, and he actually helped get a law passed in his own city. Now, you might think that's not a big deal, but he got a resolution passed. And so one of them was about parking. And you might think that's not a big deal, but for him it was, because they needed to make sure that there was parking in a certain area. And he got that taken care of. Another friend of mine who was trying to do something civically, he went to his council and he got them to approve something for their schools in town, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always such a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys on these amazing days and evenings. Please like, love, and support the channel. Go to believemeachieve.com. I'll catch you guys real soon on a new show soon.